put a new fresh set of batteries in there. Fresh set of batteries I put in there. But I was curious. I thought, is it safe to get an escort? I'm like, well, okay. So I came upon this article. This person anonymously said there's nothing wrong with it if you've been deprived, which I have been deprived. I missed out. I feel like I've severely been deprived. It says there's nothing wrong with getting an escort. This person, I'm reading what this person wrote, and I agree with it. I can relate to it. I just want to share it with you guys. I think it's superbly true. I think it's utterly true, and I think it really relates to these days and ages and these times we're living in. He proceeds to say, there's nothing wrong with it. The question is it a good idea to hire an escort? Is it worth it? He says there's nothing wrong with it. If you've been deprived or haven't had any luck getting laid, then escorts are there for you and are just a Google search away. Just have fun with them and pay what you can only afford depending on their rates. Some are expensive, some are cheap, but no need to overpay. Just act your wage. You'll get to have sex with these girls with no strings attached and no drama. It's just fun, transactional sex. Most or damn near all of them actually take their health seriously and will practice safe sex. They'll have a condom for you to put on, and so you'll definitely ain't gonna worry about catching STD. Make sure you don't get attached or addicted to doing that though. Just do things in moderation and see them only once in a while. Trust me, getting laid for free in this day and age is super hard because of how stubborn, picky, and difficult most girls are nowadays. That's very true. It's very hard to get laid. Trust me, getting laid for free in this day and age is super hard because of how stubborn, picky, and difficult most girls are nowadays. And they play hard to get. They're prude. And getting into a relationship is also very hard to make happen since us men are always getting curved or led on with ultimately no option. I ended up having to hire an escort just to lose my virginity in my late 20s because as a single man I could not get any girls to hook up with even if my life depended on me. Neither have I had much dating experience, but I ended up enjoying the session. I only paid $80 for half an hour and saw her a second time also for 30 minutes. She was awesome and I had some good fun with her. Also, don't use escorts while you're spoken for. Never cheat on your significant other with anybody, especially a sex worker where the sex ain't even free compared to a relationship or marriage where you already have a woman to do that with, where it doesn't cost you a thing. I also lost my virginity to an escort, so I can relate to this. At the end of the day, it's your own choice, and feel free to do whatever you want as long as you don't feel guilty about it afterwards. It was a good, well-written article. I can relate to what he was saying. Females are stubborn, picky, and difficult nowadays. I agree with that. And they play hard to get. Even the ugly ones, the fat ones, they're prude. It's worse than it's ever been. See, when I was in my 20s, it was a little easier to hook up. Now you ask a girl out. Now you try to ask a girl out. She's either married, in a relationship, taken, has a boyfriend, or she's underage. Because a lot of girls nowadays look like they're over 18, but they might be 17, but they look like they're past 18. They look like they're older than 18, but they're really not. They're really less than 18, but they look like they're older. So nowadays are crazy. You can see a chick that you think is 24 years old, but she's really 17. You see a chick that's 23 years old and she's really 17. It's crazy these days, man. It's really crazy. Days and age and the times we're living in, man. Then the ones that are legitimately 18 or above, 18 or older, either have a boyfriend or married, I mean, girls now less than 18 are having babies. Girls at 17 years old are having babies now. I mean, this is just the times we're living in, folks. The times we're living in. I'll be fucking blunt with you guys. Shit, I haven't dated a girl in 17 fucking years. Almost 18 years I haven't dated, and it only was like for 2 months. She was my first and my only one, really. I mean, I had a few flings. That was one girl I knew. She had all these medical problems. Oh, it was a fluke. It was a dud. She wasted my time, and I wasted her time. There's one girl I used to know. I forgot how I met her. She wanted to have sex with me. I even bought an oral thing one time. I was like 24 years old. Um, Maybe 23. I don't know. We didn't date. She just was in my apartment. I fed her dog like almond butter, and she took advantage of me. She used me. All the girls that I ever met in my life used me. I paid lunch one time for this one chick, and she didn't even give me a back rub. I mean, I knew a girl one time we were talking at in a restaurant. And she was like, gave me a sob story, a wet blanket. I gave her money. I felt bad for her. She didn't even show back up at the table. She said she had to use the bathroom and didn't even come back to the table. Met it. I've been stood up. I've been taken advantage of by girls all my life. Lied to, deceived. I've been sunted by girls. Man, I used to know a girl. Her name was Bernadette. Um, I only been with about 4 black girls in my whole life. This one particular occasion, this one girl named Bernadette. Her name was May or Bernadette. She was like heavy set. She had like 4 or 5 boys. Um, she promised. It was when I was in the army back in 2005. I was on leave. I was on leave from the army and I was back in town. She promised me sex. I always got my hopes. She got my hopes up. I used protection, and we actually did it in the car. We fucked in the car in my Chevy Cavalier. But she had her skirt on, and she didn't even show me her titties. She was real heavy set. She was pretty thick. She was like calling my name, like Todd, Todd, oh Todd. That was in 2005. Another black girl named Patricia. We probably I used protection. I probably scored with her like 7, 8 times. Back in 2009. She's the last chick I've been with since basically I haven't scored since 2010 or 11. So it's been like 11 or 12 years since I've scored. Fucking, fucking irritating, man. Fucking irritating. Patricia was old enough to be my mom. She was black. All the girls I ever been with have been black. But I got lucky with her, Patricia. But my girlfriend's name was Sabrina. We dated for 2 months. Sort of had a girlfriend in 2001. We held hands. Her name was Kristen, but we didn't fuck. I never banged her. We just held hands. Drove all the fucking way. Rented a car. Drove 400 fucking miles just to hold hands. That's fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. Feels like my whole life's been a blunder and a joke. For real. Feels like my life's kind of just been a joke and it's been irritating, man. My life's been pretty irritating. I ain't gonna even front. I ain't gonna cap. It's fucking Slim Jim. been irritating. This life's really been an irritating journey. They say the future, you never know what the future is going to hold. Well, at this point, the future is my enemy. Then people say, oh, there's someone for everybody. Oh, bullshit. Some people told me that when I was 19 years old in a fucking kitchen when I was a dishwasher. I've had over 60 jobs, and none of them have been fun, or none of my jobs have been pretty. I'll tell you that. You know, you leave the rest to your imagination. That one job, black dude from the, he was a Crip, ghetto. He was a felon, I think, or he was a thug, but he was for sure a convict. But he was like, all the people I ever worked with have been convicts. I've been around convicts my whole life. Dude was like, oh, there's somebody for everybody. Because I complained back when I was 19 years old, when I was like 19 and 20 years old, because I was pissed off and depressed. He looked at me, he says, oh, there's a fish in the sea, there's somebody out there for everybody, you're going to meet someone one day. And I'll be 44 all these years later, I haven't met nobody. And then recently someone said the same thing, oh, there's somebody for everybody. Well, fucking bullshit. If I've gone this long without nobody, ain't nothing going to change. It ain't, no miracle's going to happen. I'll have a better chance winning the lottery than me having a girlfriend or getting married. Shit. That shit's a joke. I just want physical contact, man. I don't get no hugs or kisses ever in my life. It fucking sucks, man. I ain't got no kids, no family, never been married, never had a long-term relationship. Man, it's hard, dude. It's hard, man. It's tough, man. It's tough having no friends and no social life. It's hard. It's hard. It ain't fun. Far from fun. People think I got it easy. I ain't got it. I ain't got it sweet. I ain't got it pretty. I ain't got it sweet. I ain't far from sweet, baby. Far from sweet, motherfuckers. I ain't got it nice. Just because I don't pay rent or have a lot of bills, I still pay my bills, and I still pay my way through and pay my own shit. Shit ain't pretty. Door foam. Fuck it. Two 222s, two deuces tonight so far. What's on your agenda? What's your malfunction? Marion Franklin, but say, this is a promise. Soak it up.